If you need to quench your thirst, Night City has a cornucopia of drinking establishments and specialty beverages to satiate your desires. Built by Isabel Vargas, the Hacienda is Night City's only true hotel casino, and it is famous the worldwide. Only the richest of the rich can afford to stay there, and it is said that millions change hands on the gaming floor daily. In the early days, the casino was literally besieged by gangs, so Isabel hired Solo, Andrew Sive, to run her security force. He built the security force into a small army of well-trained men. Now, the Hacienda is one of the most well-protected spots in Night City, and everyone knows it. Most of the Hacienda's clientele are high-level corpos and wealthy power dealers, flying in from Europe just to spend the weekend there. While it is one of the most expensive places to stay in Night City, those who've spent money there have never regretted it. The hospitality of the Hacienda is legendary, its gardens enchanting, the atmosphere intoxicating, the food wondrous, and the security force sees to it that nothing disturbs this. There is both a dress and behavior code enforced. If a guest wishes to indulge in illegal activity, he or she had best do it in the privacy of their own suite. Even the hostesses are hand-picked by Isabel for grace and charm as well as beauty. The Piper Memorial Sports Arena and Club Atlantis. The arena was constructed in 1999, named after a professional wrestler who thwarted a terrorist attempt to hijack an airliner and crash dive into the White House to assassinate the President of the United States. Piper foiled the terrorists but died of gunshot wounds received during this heroic act. The entire top 3 floors of the sports arena are the home of Club Atlantis, a favorite hangout for upwardly mobile corpos and street samurai between assignments. The Atlantis Bar was the location where Johnny Silverhand teamed up with Rogue and Nomad Santiago to rescue Alt Cunningham from Arasaka. The Rathskeller, a student bar with music, video entertainment and weekend parties. In contrast, Newgate Prison is a serious college drinking establishment made up to look like a famous London prison. The wooden benches and tables are bolted to the concrete floor, which is dotted with drains so that all the proprietors need to do is hose down the room at the end of the night. Upstairs is the Paragon Bar, featuring a large dance floor and live bands most nights. L'Étranger, a slick night spot decorated in a continental European theme and favoured by late working corpos and white-collar security personnel. The Rainbow Nights Dance Club mostly hosts local small-timers, with crowds being consistently large but generally tractable. Once or twice a month, however, they get a big headliner. Both Johnny Silverhand and Kerry Eurodyne have performed at this club. The Slammer started out many years ago as a small speed metal punk rock club, currently owned by Suds Joliet, a former booster and rocker. This bar and arena is favoured by booster gangs, posers, chromers, dwarfers, the occasional solo, and any other brave souls who love hardcore punk rock. The main attraction of this bar is the arena. Were it not for the vicarious pleasure offered by the arena, there would be constant brawls in the Slammer. Under an unwritten code of the street, a gang who accepts a challenge must abide by the decision rendered by the outcome of the battle. Metal Strong caters to the hardest of chromatic rock tastes. It was designed to blend the best of both rock bar and concert hall, and the resulting ambience is quite unsettling. Fortunately, most of the patrons are too brain dead to notice, so the place is a success. The decor borders on the indestructible. After much experimentation and financial outlay, the owner of the club decided to purchase breakaway furniture. The chair and tables fall apart when overstressed, which makes brawls inside Metalstrom look like a Hollywood western. Cafe Chrome is the place to be. During the day, many corpos come to enjoy the informal 50s decor and discuss their various business interests. The nights are dominated by young adults and rocker crowds who come to the cafe to party and possibly get a glimpse of their favourite stars while enjoying the atmosphere. In addition to the cameras and the bouncers, fans wishing to mob their idols will also have to deal with whatever security the stars have brought with them. Cafe Chrome relies on this, but when all else fails, steel doors have been rigged to drop in all doorways, sealing each room. The adverset bills itself as being a luxury hotel, and with good reason, with extra illegal activities, drugs, illegal brain dancers or the like, are desired by visiting businessmen. The hotel concierge can arrange the desired service. Since the service is offered to in-house guests only, police attention has not been focused in this direction. All this results in a lot of rich, though questionable characters renting the upper penthouse suites. Rocker boys are common here. Bay Ridge Residential Hotel has an express elevator to the Night Owl, the bar located on top of the building. The crowd it attracts is of the no-nonsense, mind-your-own-business type. Besides its never-ending business hours, the Night Owl is one of the few places in the city where you can still obtain real beer, and they carry over 1,000 in stock. The Afterlife is a converted mortuary that has 3 different areas: the antechamber, the crypt, and Hades, which are all inhabited by hard-drinking, hard-fighting solos who come here to enjoy the atmosphere and camaraderie. As one delves deeper into the afterlife, each successive chamber becomes darker and more dangerous, with Hades being filled with the combat veterans who hire out for the highest prices. The afterlife might best be described as a cross between a country western bar and a motorcycle guild hall. This is a pros club. No one needs to prove themselves. Their presence here is proof enough. Any brawls are strictly for fun. No one wants to smear each other, but they do play hard. Although many people come to the afterlife to hire solos, a larger proportion post messages on a marquee which circulates proposals throughout the bar. Those who do enter the bar do so at their own risk and have paid the price in the past. The Short Circuit is a bar set on top of the Argus offices. Favoured by many of the city's netrunners and techies, it is highly useful for people looking for help in those areas. The bar's other interesting features is its rotating floor, which allows patrons to see a panoramic view of the city below. Although there has been a lot of corporate interest in the bar, Livewire has forbidden recruiting there because he's had problems with corporations and no longer trusts them. Rough street-hired bouncers make sure no one exceeds the dress code. In addition to normal booths, there are booths with interface jacks which allow netrunners access to an area in net space, where the bar is represented, whether online or not. Many netrunners use the bar as a gathering place to exchange news and services. The Belesan Construction Company oversaw a lot of the construction in downtown Night City and went bankrupt shortly after mob businesses took over. The mob left the building standing and the name unchanged as a monument to their victory. Poor maintenance has resulted in the slow deterioration of this building, which has finally ended up as a hotel. The top 3 floors of the building are occupied by Totentans, a poorly supervised club where a lot of booster gang members go to work up some adrenaline before getting laid. The music is loud, the drinks strong, and the patrons rowdy to an extreme. The NCPD lets Totentans stay open for 2 reasons. 1, it kills the punks, and 2, the gangs would retaliate if the place got closed. Finally, there is a special bar that does not advertise itself, nor does it attract many normal customers. Corporates rarely visit. Gangs certainly don't touch the place either. It's the Forlorn Hope, a solo bar. Its customers are all regulars, and one thing they all have in common is that they have been to the edge and beyond. In this bar, stories told are kept inside the bar. Once you've been accepted in this establishment, you need never prove yourself again. The place is run by Dr. John Freeman. He was a captain in the Rangers in the Central American War. He led a long-range reconnaissance team for 4 years. A serious wound forced him out of the army, so he returned to grad school and finished his PhD in military history, but rapidly became uncomfortable in the grind of everyday life. Eventually, he returned to the people he felt most comfortable with: soldiers and ex-soldiers. If he could not fight with them, he would provide for them and help to maintain the fraternity that he so loved. Thus he bought the Hotel Sierra and opened the Forlorn Hope in 2011. It's been thriving ever since.